Okay, so you just do one thing. I want this one. Tools and just split it using a space maybe. And just find and replace. I don't want this. Just replace with nothing. Replace all. This one also I have to replace with all. Set that. Okay. So this is what the list is. So let's suppose I want this particular column. Okay. So red. Okay. I want this particular line. So I'll mark it as a blue. And I want this particular elements only. 3, 4, 5. How we will do the slicing if I want to have this? Okay, also I want to have it as let me do one thing. Let me remove the colors. So I want the first column that we have seen, right? So this is what the column we want. How we can get this? You should be able to slicing, and using the slicing, you should be able to get that elements basically. Okay, so whatever elements you are able to see it here with some colors, you should be able to get those things. Okay, copy it and paste it here. So again, remove this color formattings and this particular. Okay, so this thing, I think these two things we have seen. How we'll get this? What you will write it in the slicing. Okay, colon 2, will it work? So saying this one, will it work? This is for what?
No, before also we have to pass the colon.
Saying that colon, and before 2 also we need to pass the colon. This is what you're saying?
And 0. Yes.
Okay, let's try. Okay, line number 88. Okay, let's comment it out. It's giving something else, right? 4597 is what it's giving. For all this, you can type it. Okay. Just guess it and type it in the meeting chat. Okay. So can I pass this? If I have to do the multiple things, 1, 2, and maybe 3, and here I have to get just 2, 3. If I do this, what it will happen? So 1, 2, 3 is copy. Paste it. It's giving something else, right? Let's see this. How will get this yellow color? This one. For all of this slicing, just do one thing. We'll have a small break here. We'll take a break. You just figure it out like what will be the slicing. It's easy one. It's not difficult. Okay. So we'll take a break here for 10 minutes or 5 minutes. Okay. So we'll resume the session at 8:20. Till the time, just put your answer in the meeting chat, okay, our chat box. Why we are getting the different answers? 3, 5. Okay, and it will work as a reverse direction as well. Okay, so we have a reverse indexing here as well. If we got two answers only, why? Feel this, and yeah, it's something else. Okay, it's working as differently. Let's do this here. In this, okay. What it is doing? It's giving me the expected answer. For hello. Yes or no? Yes, it is right. Correct. Okay, slicing you can do. It's not an issue. Okay. So apart from this, what all things are there on which you can perform the operation on the array? Okay, slicing that you can do, the arithmetic operations you can do. You can do the summation, means the aggregate operations as well. Okay, so how you can do this aggregate operations? Okay, so let's suppose copy this, paste it here. Say 2, 3, 4, 5. Test something, and there is a summation operation. If I say sum, okay. So by default, and if I pass this and just print it, let's see what happens. Print of what? Print of this result. I don't want this, so let's comment it out. Don't want this, comment it out. Just copy it, paste it here, print some separator here. So what do you think what it is doing when I say sum? Any guess?
It is calculating total sum of each element, like each array elements.
Yeah, it's calculating the sum of each element. Okay, so if I do the summation, if I have to do the summation for row wise or the column wise, how we can do this?
By using slicing dot sum,
Rising dot sum. Okay, so if I give this one as one first row or all the rows, and maybe first index column, if I pass this, let's see what happens. So what it is doing? 20, right? So it is doing the sum of what? So first means this one, right? The second one, 7, 7 plus 7, it's 14, 14 plus 3, it's 17, 17 plus 3, it's 20, correct?
yes, sir.
Okay. But there is another method if you want to do it for all columns. So there is, you can do it by using the parameters. Okay, for some we have a parameters. What parameters we have? Let's suppose axis, right? So what is meaning what is the mean by axis? Say axis 0. So what it is doing? Axis 0 means what?
Summation of all rows.
Summation of all rows.
Sorry, all columns. Column wise summation in a
Yes.
single row.
Column wise sum in a single row, we can say. It's written in that result. Okay, you can see it here. So if you do the first column, this is what the sum. Second column, this is what the sum. Third column, this is what the sum. And what if I give the axis is equal to 1 then?
Row wise sum.
Row wise, right? So if you do the sum of it, it should be 10. So 3 plus 3 6, 6 plus 4 10. So 10, if you do the summation of this, it should be 22, correct? 9 plus 6 15, 15 plus 7 22. Getting it? Similarly, we can check for what maximum, minimum and all. So here max function should be there. Here minimum function should be there. If we do this, so this actually it should be 4 is the maximum, 7 is the maximum, 9 is the maximum, 5 and 5, correct? I hope you are getting it. It's a simple one, right? Mean means what? It's an average of, let's suppose if I give 0, to do the average of what? Average of each row. 3.6, 4.0, 4.4, 5.0. This is what the average of it. Okay, similarly, you can use the other functions. Okay, and for this, what all parameters are there? You can check that as well. Supported index sequence. Okay, keep dimensions. Okay, that is fine. Initial where you can give the where condition as well. If you want to filter out some records, you can filter out those records as well. You want to perform the sum, but you don't want some records where, right? Is how I can do this. Where is equal to, and I can give the condition, right? Where is equal to this, and if I say print, let's try. Okay, and axis I have to give, so we'll get the difference. Axis I'll give it as 1. So what it is doing? Are you able to get this? What it's doing? Able to guess it? What is happening? Can anyone? It's a simple one, right?
It is calculating the sum of rows where the element is greater than 2.
Yeah, it's kind of a filter condition we are adding. So based on the filter condition, it's doing the.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got it right. Like means if we want to do the aggregations, but I want to filter out some records, we can filter it out based on the condition. Here we can give the multiple conditions as well for the summation. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir, means where is work like a case statement.
Not a case statement. It's a filter. मतलब हम इसका रिजल्ट क्या दे रहा है ये? Not a case
But
statement.
using conditions, sir. No?
हाँ, condition. It's a condition. मतलब when I say that what it is returning, this is what it's returning. So we have given the axis is equal to 1 or 0. Axis is equal to 1 means it will do the summation of this column wise summation, right?
Yes, sir. The rows one. The last one, 722, is a rows wise summation, sir. Oh, greater than 2.
Okay. If I give 0, it's a column wise, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but it will not consider this one. So what happens is it's a column wise, it's giving me the summation, but it will not consider this 1, 2, 2. It will consider 4 and 9 because it's meeting the condition. So 4 and 9 summation will be 13 likewise. So it's filtering means it will not consider for the sum. Yes or no? So if I give minimum, it will give return us what? 4, not 1. Okay. So minimum does not have an identity. So use where mask. Okay. So I think we need to use the mask and all for this. Minimum it should not work. Okay. Fine. So that is fine. But I hope you are getting it. When we say filter means what it is doing.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, this is what aggregations we can perform on this arrays. Okay. And likewise, you can create a 3D array and all. So how you can create that 3D array? This is how you have created the 2D array. What is mean by 3D array? Something like this. Let's for this two. Let's close this. Again, let's open it for two elements. Let's close it. Let's open it. Close it here. Give the space. Add it. This one. This is what we can call it as a 3D array, correct? So array underscore 3D is equal to np dot array. Just give it into a quote and print this array. So it's printing this one, it's separating out, right? This is what one block, second block, third block. Okay, a kind of how many, what we can say, how many like inner looping we have. Okay, so if we print this, the n dimension, so it should be 3D array. Likewise, you can create an ND array, 3D, 4D. So you, as per the data, you will have the inner blocks. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? So in this case, if I print the shape of it, it should return what? What it will return?
2x3, 2 comma 3.
2 comma 3. What it will return?
Sorry, 3 comma 2. Yeah, 2.
3. What is the 3?
Number of rows.
Number of rows. So we have a 2 number of rows, right? For
Yeah,
each.
yeah, yeah. For each, we have to.
Then you're saying that it should be 2 comma 3 number of rows and number of columns.
Yes, sir.
And what about this block? How many blocks are this? Means this one, I have one more block here, right? Talking about this, if I have one more block here, copy and paste. We should get these blocks as well, right? Getting it? How
Yes,
many?
sir.
So it's a 2 comma 4 comma 2
4,
comma 4.
2, comma 4.
So 4, it's okay. How many blocks are there? 4. How many rows are there? 2. How many columns are there? 4. Getting it?
Yes, sir.
In case of a 3D array, it's printing one more block. That is how many, means कितने blocks चाहिए? Okay, so if I do this again, let's paste it here. Let's execute it. So 5 comma 2 comma 4. Getting it? समझ में आ रहा है कोई?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you can do the reshaping as well. Okay, there is something called reshaping. Okay, so it will be difficult on this to do the reshaping on 3D. dimensions. We'll do the operation on the 2D array only. Where is our 2D array? This is what, right? Copy this. Many elements are there? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 20 elements, right? Correct. So dot, if I say size, it should be 20, correct? 20, right? So if you want to do the reshaping of it, reshaping means what? Number of columns and number of rows if you want to reshape. The total number of elements we have, the size of this array is 20. So how you can do this one is equal to, or say whatever it is, 2D, 2D7 is equal to this dot, there is something called reshape, okay? Using this, you can give the shape of it, okay? Means what? 20. How we can give 5 number of rows and 2 columns, correct? So if
Yes, sir.
print it, this newly created array cannot reshape array size 20 into 5. Okay, it's 10, right? 5 into 4. The multiplication should be 20. Getting it? Okay, I think already it's a similar one. So if I say 10 into 2, okay, 10 rows, 2 columns. Getting it? कुछ समझ में आ रहा है आपको ही नहीं आ रहा है? 2 rows, 10 columns. Are you getting it or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So 2 rows, 10 columns. इन दोनों का मल्टीप्लिकेशन 20 होना चाहिए, तभी तो वो कर पाएगा रीशिपिंग. करेक्ट है?
Yes, sir.
And we can do 4 into 5 as well, right? 4 rows, 5 columns. 4 rows, 5 columns. So we can do that reshaping as well, using which do the reshaping. This one, print it. See, 4 rows, 5 columns. It's doing that reshaping. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then we can perform some other operations as well, like insert it, delete the values, insert the values, and all. So you just need to do one. This is what the reshaping. Again, there are some other ways to create array as well. When I say other ways, means what? If I have to create a data frame with range, okay? So we can do this. Array 2D10 is equal to np dot a range function, okay? You able to see this range function? And stop value, data type, device, and like. Okay, so if I give start with what? Start with 1, end with 31. Okay. Should be, let's do one thing. Let's see what happens. Print of this. Let's do it. Okay. The separator. It's creating the single array, correct?
Yeah, work as an index.
So if I say it as, it's a range, it's working as like a range function only. So starting with 1, going till 30. And D type, device, and we can arrange this, that is not an issue. But we should be able to this arrange, right? Let me just search it here. NumPy.arrange. Yes, you can click on this. Start and stop value. Can we give the number of rows and columns that I'm looking for? Start value, stop value. Okay, start, stop. Step. मतलब increment by 1, increment by 2, that we can give, right? Step is there, data type is there, device. Okay, I think that we can't give here. Okay, it will simply create an data type is integer. -3. This one, okay, this is what the first one is. This is what the start value, in value, increment by 0.5. Okay, so it's doing this because it's an integer one, therefore I think it's not able to do it. They have used the list comprehension. Is 0, 3. I think we need to reshape it again. Okay, if there is 30 is there, that this array we need to reshape it. But you can create a array with this arrange function as well. Got it? So I want to do the reshaping. How I can do this reshape, and I have to give the number of rows and columns. I want 10 rows and 3 columns. Okay, and then print it. The summation multiplication should be what? 30. समझ में आ रहा है आपको? Yes, no, say something. Difficult है क्या ये?
No, sir.
There is one concept, broadcasting. I think you can do some research on that broadcasting. Along with this, there is something called array. How we can create an array is, let's suppose 11 is equal to np dot, if you want to create an empty array or something, array with some dummy values, zeros. Okay. And if I give e comma 4, print this. Okay, so it just explore the functions that is there. What it is doing? Noticing anything?
4 columns and 3
4
rows.
zeros. Okay, so and it is creating with the zeros. Similarly, we have a one function, zeros, ones. Okay, ones is there. 4, 6, array 12. Okay, so just do this. It's creating this with what? 1, but it's again it's in values in the decimal point. If you don't want it in the decimal point, you need to change the type of it, correct? So if you see it, the type of this should be what? It should be float. So if you see the type should be float, therefore it's printing that decimal points. Type of array 12. No, it's D type, right? It should be D type. Dot D type, data type we want to check, not the type of object. It should be float. Therefore, it's printing 1 point, correct?
Yes, sir.
And also there is 13. There is something called a random function. Okay, we have random is there dot random again. Here I'm not sure what parameters I can give. The value I have to give maybe 100. Let's see what happens. You can check this random function. See print of this array. Let's see what happens. 0 to, it's creating a 100 value, I guess, correct? 10 value I have to do. So it's creating the random values, is that the case? And you should be able to give that values as well. So check for the random function. This one. The dimension of the return array must be non-negative. Okay. Okay. So 3 rows, 2 columns. Okay. We can give the dimension here. 3 rows, 2 columns, and it is generating the random value. Correct? 10 rows and 5 columns. It's creating the random array. Correct? With some random value from 0 to 1. Values between 0 to 1. Correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is one more way to create this array. And yeah, there is something called insert function. If you want to insert the values, delete the values into a existing, what we can say, in existing array, that also you can do it. So let's print this. Okay, if I want to insert a new row, one more value, how we can do this? So there is something called insert function, right? Is equal to np dot insert in array object and axis. Insert in which array you want to insert, this array you want to insert. Then object, what you want to insert. Let's suppose I want to insert this. Okay, just give the comma in between. 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, and 5, 5. Okay. So this is what the object you want to insert, and you want to insert the axis. So this is equal to, when I say 1, let's print this. Should insert as missing required positional argument. So suppose if I say 0. Okay, what is that? Insert missing one required positional argument, that is values. Okay, it's not an object, it's a values. Is equal to this object. When I say object, means what? NumPy dot insert parameters array in which you want to insert it. Slides or sequence of the integer. Okay. Okay, where you want to insert. Is that the object, slice of the sequence of integer, support for the multiple insertion? So slicing sequence. Okay, let's do one thing. Where we want to insert it? So it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The fifth location. Say OBZ is equal to 5. Say this one. 0 means it should be columns. And it's inserting the value. समझ में आ रहा है? कुछ समझ रहा है?
Yes, sir.
Axis 0 means what? It's a column, or means it's a row that we want to insert. Object मतलब कौन से position पे आपको insert करना है?
5.
You can say 2 here means where it will insert 0, 1, 2 मतलब
3
9
number.
के पहले उसने insert करना चाहिए. हाँ देखो 9, 7 के पहले वो insert कर रहा है यहाँ पे, है ना?
Yes, sir.
Let's have it as a separator. Object मतलब आपको वो सीक्वेंस देना है कि कहाँ पे आपको उसको इंसर्ट करना है, और यहाँ पे ऊपर बोल रहे कि स्लाइसिंग भी दे सकते हैं, मतलब मल्टीपल जगह पे भी आप इंसर्ट कर सकते हो. Axis is equal to 1. If you want to insert a column, you can insert the column. You can pass it as a 1 here and you can insert it. Same goes for the delete. If you want to delete it, just you need to give the position where from where you want to delete it. So if I say delete, array object and axis आपको देना है, that's it. मतलब you tell me if I have to delete this particular row from this array, what options you need to pass.
Object and array name.
Is equal to np dot delete. So कौन से इससे डिलीट करना है, that array name you need to give. Object is equal to कौन सा वैल्यू देना पड़ेगा मुझे,
3.
3.
3. ठीक है, वैल्यूज देने की जरूरत है नहीं, एक्सेस देना पड़ेगा ना, रो डिलीट कर रहे हो कॉलम डिलीट कर रहे हो. एक्सेस इज इक्वल टू 0 क्योंकि रो डिलीट कर रहे हैं ना.
Yes, sir.
तो जस्ट प्रिंट दिस. See, this is got deleted. If I want to delete this particular column 253333 वाला column, तो क्या करना पड़ेगा.
Axis is equal to 1 and object is equal to 1.
This is equal to 1 and object is equal to 1. If I do this, should delete this one. Correct? It's doing it right.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so yeah, this is what the operations you can do. You can explore the more operations. You can explore these functions if you want, basically. Okay. Delete, insert, append, resize. Resize हमने देखा है. Unique. It will delete the duplicates from the array. Okay, it will convert it to a single array, but again you need to do the reshaping. Pad if you want to add something. Let's just go through these functions. Okay. Constants. इसमें ज्यादा मतलब इसमें इतने क्वेश्चंस नहीं आएंगे आपको numpy पे, बट को थोड़ा सा आइडिया होना चाहिए what is the 1D array, 2D array, what all operations we can perform on this, the arithmetic operations, ये सारे operations आपको पता होने चाहिए. Some of the functions, most of the functions हमने डेटा फ्रेम पे देखे थे. Okay. So वही है, but there is one thing that is pending. Okay, but do one thing. There is something called broadcasting. Okay. Array broadcasting is there. Okay. So I want you to do some homework on this, on the array broadcasting. Okay. So there is one concept. It's important. Okay. Seven. And if I do A is equal to this plus this, print of E. Let's do this. String it. So what error it's giving? Operand could not be a broadcast together with shape 9 and 8. मतलब यहाँ पे 9 elements है, यहाँ पे 8 elements है, correct? Therefore, it's not able to broadcast it. It's not able to perform this arithmetic operation. It should be a save. So there is a broadcast topic on this array. Just see it, what it is. Do some more homework on it. Okay. So once you see this broadcast, I'll keep you for the assignment. No, I'm giving it as a homework. Work on this. If you face any issues, let me know. We can discuss in the meeting. Okay, but I want you to do something on this. What all things are there? What all operations we can do? What all ways are they have to do the broadcasting. Okay, so see this. If you face any issues, so just let me know. Okay, so if you're done with the broadcast and this will be, I think we are good to close this as Python include